And you don't need to be trying to press yourself into a mold of entrepreneurialism if it doesn't fit you, because that mold will break you rather than set you free. Live your faith, build your business, and change your world. This is Live, Build, Change. Hey, welcome to episode number 5 of Live, Build, Change. I am Carey Green. We are here to live your faith, build your business, and change your world. And what I want to talk about today might seem a little bit contrary to some of what I just spoke, because I want to talk to you about whether or not being an entrepreneur is really right for you. You see, there's this trend, kind of a popular thing going around right now, that is encouraging everyone to build a business of their own. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe in building a business, and I believe more people could build a business than really believe they can. But here's the rub with this whole thing. If you buy into the fact that you should build a business, you can actually wind up becoming more unhappy and making your life worse if that's not the thing that really fits you. Now let's unpack this a little bit. I've seen and met quite a few different types of entrepreneurs as I've been working in the entrepreneurial space, and I'm noticing something with some of them, and that is that they work these mad amounts of time. I mean, like 60, 70 hours a week. And the price they're paying in order to do that is that they're not having time with their family. They're not having the space in their lives to have a committed time of meeting with the Lord every morning. Their lives are being fueled and run by their business, kind of dictated by what's going on in the business itself. And that can really be a problem. And those people, it seems to me, are living a much worse life than they were living before they took on this thing of building their own business. And that really is a miserable way to live, because you should only be pursuing a business if it's going to make your life better, if it's going to make your life more effective for the kingdom of God. You see, you need to be living your faith, and sometimes building a business might mean the business you're already in. You see, some people need the 9 to 5 because that's how God has wired them. Some people are 9 to 5 kind of employees. They function better in that structure. They're not necessarily gifted with things like vision and leadership and the qualities that you need to build your own business. And if I'm describing you, you might have a tendency to feel like that's a bad thing, like I'm describing something bad about you, but that's not the case at all. If that is who you are, that is who God has made you to be. And you don't need to be trying to press yourself into a mold of entrepreneurialism if it doesn't fit you, because that mold will break you rather than set you free. And that's not something I want to see for anybody. So I think it's important that you take the time to know yourself. I mean, look at yourself. Are you discontent in your current workplace? Not just because you don't like to work, or not because you don't like getting up every morning, or not because you don't like someone telling you what to do. Are you discontent because there's something inside of you that's stirring? And you may not know what it is. You may not really get exactly with clarity what it is you're supposed to be heading toward, but there's something in there. There's something that's gnawing at you and nagging at you and is telling you there's something more than what you've been doing. That might be an indication that 9 to 5 is for you. But if you're working in the 9 to 5 and you're happy with it, you feel very fulfilled with what you do, or you feel like you could if perhaps you were in a different place of employment, a different employer in the same field, perhaps you could be more fulfilled if that were the case. You may be the person who needs to be in the 9 to 5, because the way that our economy works and the way God has designed the society that we're in to function, we need people in the 9 to 5. We need people who actually work for those who start companies. And it's kind of silly to think that everybody should be an entrepreneur. Now, let me say this. If you're not the entrepreneur type and you believe, yeah, that's not me, I am the kind of guy who likes the 9 to 5 and I think that I fit best in that context. Well, that doesn't mean you can't build some side things that you want to maintain strict control over and you don't want to let get out of control. For the sake of paying off debt, for the sake of building up assets instead of just income and expenses. And we're going to be talking about that on the next episode of the podcast. What is that whole thing all about? And you can be building that side income to move yourself forward and to put yourself in a better position to be able to change the world like I've been talking about. So these are just some things for you to think of. I don't want anyone who's listening to the podcast think that, hey, Carey's saying I've got to be an entrepreneur, so I better figure that out. No, not necessarily. I don't know that everybody who's listening to the podcast is supposed to be an entrepreneur. Only God knows that. And you'll learn it over time as He reveals to you His calling for you, but also who He's made you to be. And those are very valid and very important things that you need to consider. Hey, thanks so much for being a part of the Live, Build, Change community. If you are interested in being a part of the Live, Build, Change community on Facebook, you can become a part by going to livebuildchange.com/FB for Facebook. And you will have to request to become a member of the community. And once I look over your profile and see that you're serious, I will let you into the community. And please, once you get in there, introduce yourself. Tag me if you'd like and let me know that you've posted. I would love to welcome you into the community and introduce you to a few people. And the Live, Build, Change Facebook community is for you to come in, get support, get encouragement, and build relationships with people that are on the same journey that you are. So that's it for this episode of Live, Build, Change. You can find all things Live, Build, Change at livebuildchange.com. And I will see you tomorrow morning on the Morning Mindset Edition.